And I'm back. We now have a confirmed large and extremely dangerous tornado along um, the Mississippi and Louisiana border, and um, again, large confirmed large tornado uh, was located near Pickwick or near Sandy Hook, moving east at 40 miles an hour. This was confirmed both by radar and uh, by emergency management. Um, so uh, North of Sandy Hook, you can see this very well pronounced hook. If we go to the correlation coefficient, there it is. There's your debris signature, very well defined. Um, and this is going to be heading towards Baxterville, Purvis. Um, it appears that this will stay south of Hattiesburg. Um, but if you live south of Hattiesburg, you're in danger of this. If we go to velocity mode, very, very strong indication of a tornado. Now, the latest scan just came through. If we go back to that last scan real quick, that is the strongest I've seen it today. Oh my. Hang on 1 second. So in this scan right here, this was picking up on upwards of 200 knots. So we've had likely a violent tornado on the ground. Um, so we've got a large tornado on the ground, and this is going to be heading again towards Baxterville. This is going to be crossing State Route 35. This is going to be crossing um, State Route 43. Here's the latest scan. And just by looking here, this is gone very violent. Wow. Upwards of almost 190 to 200 knot shear. So again, large, what is likely a violent tornado on the ground now north of Sandy Hook or Sandy Hook. Here's our latest scan now, and again, just unbelievable numbers here showing up on this. Um, and again, likely a very, very large destructive tornado on the ground. And if we go to reflectivity, there it is. There is your debris ball right here. And that is a significant significant tornado on the ground. Um, Again, heading towards, it'll be probably just north of Baxterville. Um, let's see. If we go to correlation coefficient, again, there's your debris signature. Um, it's a little bit smaller than it was, uh, but nonetheless, a very, very strong circulation. Um, if you go back in time and look at the evolution of this, there's when it really started to develop. There's when it was likely first on the ground. You see the darker colors, and here's where we're at now. Um, Very impressive supercell, and fortunately, I don't see too many towns in the direct path of this currently. But again, this is a particularly dangerous situation right now. Um, and again, very, very large tornado on the ground. And here we are with another tornado vortex signature. This is showing an 11. Um, let's look at the latest scan, and this is, wow. This is upwards of almost 160 mile an hour winds with this, and so we are talking about a large tornado, and this is not too far south of the area that was hit very hard last Sunday by two violent tornadoes, and then quite a few other strong tornadoes. Now, if we go through time with this debris signature, it appears this is making a turn more to the northeast, which is going to put it eventually closer to the Hattiesburg area. I still think it'll be south of Hattiesburg, and the warning has it south of Hattiesburg. But if you're south of Hattiesburg, take cover now. This is not a good situation. Large, violent tornado is on the ground, in progress, getting ready to cross State Highway 43. So let's go back to velocity. And again, this is about as strong as it gets. Earlier was picking up on in the greens upwards of 123 knots, which is 130-ish mile per hour winds, and that's not adding into the other side of this. Here's the new scan. And upwards of almost 170 mile an hour winds. So now you're talking about upwards of EF3 to EF4 type tornado, or at least those type of winds are showing up. Now this is obviously not at ground level, but nonetheless a large tornado is in progress, and a destructive one at that. Here's your debris signature right here. Um, this is quickly moving off uh, to the east, and one of the things, uh, let's have a look here. Um, that is okay. Hang on 1 second. Okay. That's it's in an area that is definitely primed for tornadoes. And real quickly, we've got a damage near 10 miles northeast of Osika. Uh, Trees and power lines down near Progress, Mississippi, and this at that time that was west of Tylertown, and there was a tornado warning in effect. They're calling this a possible tornado at that time, but anyway, we still have the debris signature getting ready. It just crossed State Route 43 and is getting to cross State Route 13 at the moment. Um, Again, very well-defined supercell and strong thunderstorm. Um, Again, putting down a very, very large tornado. And if you're in this area, take cover. Um, Here's the latest scan. We go to wow, upwards of 150, 160 mile per hour wind still. This is a very, very dangerous situation. This is what we were afraid of. 142 knots on this tornado vortex signature showing up. So that's upwards of almost 150 mile per hour winds. So again, it goes without saying, take cover. You do not want to be messing around with this thing. This is a big deal, and let's okay. Looks like we got an update on the warning. Matter of fact, I think they completely switched it. Tornado warning remains in effect until 8 p.m. So for the next half hour, as of 1 minute ago, a confirmed large and extremely dangerous tornado was located over Pineburg, or 7 miles northeast of Sandy Hook, moving east at 45 miles per hour. This is a radar confirmed tornado, but it was also confirmed earlier by emergency management. We go back and look at on the reflectivity mode. Again, well-defined hook, well-defined debris ball. Let's go back to velocity, and this is likely also a multi-vortex tornado. I'm seeing signs of this being a multi-vortex, um, and just the wind energy in this thing is very impressive. Uh, Now looking upwards of 165 ish mile per hour winds at a level of, well, this is 4,000 feet. Uh, again, take cover if you're in this area. This is a very very dangerous situation, uh, and you don't want to mess around with this thing. Um, let's see. Mm, okay. So again, significant tornado in progress right now. Wow, you do not want to mess with this thing. Uh, this is now, uh, and again, showing upwards of 160 mile per hour winds. Um, again, uh, if you're near Purvis or north of Baxterville, Purvis in particular, you are next in line. You are in the direct path of this tornado. Take cover now. If we go to the correlation coefficient, there's your debris signature. Um, this is a very, very significant tornado. Um, this is going to go south of Hattiesburg. But again, this is moving into an even better area for tornadic development. So this is likely going to be our storm of the night. Um, it was we were saying that it was going to be possible all day long. That strong to potentially violent tornadoes would be possible today, and here we are. So again, here's your velocity signature. Red's blowing towards the radar, and green blowing away from the radar. Excuse me. Again, if you're in a mobile home, get out right now. Do not be in a mobile home. You do not want to be there. Um, and we're now getting reports of damage. Um, I'm unsure of the location, um, but there has been apparently some damage done, which is not surprising considering we have a debris signature. So this is trees, potentially boards, glass, parts of homes, potentially cars that you're seeing here in this green area right in here, this little ball shape. That is your debris signature. Because we don't have any real towns showing up in this area, Um, I don't think we're seeing. I think that's the reason why we're not seeing the darker blues. Thankfully, it may be not hitting in a populated area, but nonetheless, there's your hook echo, there's your tornado and debris signature. And it looks like we've got another supercell trying to develop now, um, with a uh, hook on the southern side of that, so we'll have to watch that as well. Um, again, it's this is a very serious situation. Take cover. Um, let's okay. Okay. So again, let's go to back to velocity. I want to. Wow. Um, this is wow. This is again a extremely uh, violent tornado in progress just north of Baxterville. I don't see any signs of it letting up either. Uh, this is heading straight for Purvis. Um, Again, there's your debris signature. There's Purvis. Take cover immediately as this storm comes in and again does not show signs of weakening at all. Again, there's your debris signature. Zoom out. There's your total tornado warning. Um, go back to velocity mode, and it's just a very, very strong looking tornado. Uh, if we go to there's your hook, there's your debris ball. It's got a growing hail core as well. Um, okay, so if we go back in, and this is also picking up on 2-inch diameter hail. Um, okay, now we've got an update, and here's a tornado report from a storm chaser. Power poles. This is 2 miles east northeast of Hurricane Creek in Marion County. Power poles were snapped in the highway along Highway 35. So it crossed 35 right here and is moving slightly northeast. So again, we'll likely get more reports as time goes on. Here we are now. Center that. And let's see. This is upwards of a little bit weaker now. Looks like about 140 mile per hour winds, which is still significant. Um, but for the moment, it is actually a little bit weaker than what it was. I would not let my guard down, and the storm that has grown behind it now has a severe thunderstorm warning with it. So now you're getting the same areas that were just hit. This is a severe thunderstorm capable of producing 60-mile-hour winds and quarter-sized hail behind this significant tornado, and there are tornado vortex signatures popping up all over this. And that's just another indication of a very strong tornado. This may go north of Purvis, and actually, this is going to be close to the southern end of the Hattiesburg metro. So if you're in Hattiesburg, particularly south of Hattiesburg, you are in direct danger of this thing. From Hattiesburg to Purvis, you need to be underground right now, as this thing continues to move east-northeast. And again, this is definitely the storm of the day. We have not had a storm like this today, but this is what we were concerned about. And this storm again is coming dangerously close to Purvis. So again, if you're in Purvis, take cover. Let's look at the correlation coefficient. Again, this is a way to detect debris. And right here, this is your debris signature. Again, it looks like this is going to go just north of Purvis. But if you're in Purvis, still take cover. Okay, got a new tornado warning, and you notice it's purple. This means that we've got a confirmed tornado, and this is for East Central Forest County, East Central Lamar County, in southeastern Mississippi until 8:15. So for the next half hour. And as of a minute ago, a confirmed large and extremely dangerous tornado was located near Baxterville, or 15 miles southwest of West Hattiesburg, moving east at 55 miles an hour. And I would argue it's moving northeast. So again, you want to take cover. And while this took a even bigger jog to the north, this is coming dangerously close to Hattiesburg now, in which Hattiesburg is now under a severe thunderstorm warning. Let's look at that one. This is for golf ball size hail and 60-mile-an-hour winds. So even if you don't get the tornado, you will get some pretty large hail out of this. Now this right here is an indication that this tornado is completely rain wrapped now. And if we go to velocity, still definitely strong rotation with this, and tight rotation, but you notice the deeper reds and the brighter greens are a bit away from each other. from what they were earlier. So it has slightly weakened for the moment, but I do believe we still have a very significant tornado on the ground yet. So don't put your guard down. This could wrap up tight again, in which this could become very violent again. And like I said, I do believe we've still got a tornado on the ground. But and okay, now this is interesting, and this was a this was this is a rare occurrence, but this happened a week ago. The Storm Prediction Center has put out a mesoscale discussion for this storm. It is very rare to get mesoscale discussions for one particular storm, and in this they mentioned that likely a significant tornado is ongoing. Several scans of 70 plus knots of vorticity indicate potential for EF3 or greater tornado. So again, this is an extremely dangerous situation. This storm is turning more to the north, which it would pull it closer and closer to Hattiesburg. And this is again, it's weakening a little bit, but it's still very significant. And again, this is gonna now likely go north of Purvis. So between Purvis and Hattiesburg, this is the area. And now we got a new scan. So if we look at velocity, the velocity has not been updated, but we got a new scan, and this right here, this would be the tornado. Right in here is your tornado, and this is going to now be coming up towards the south side of Hattiesburg. So major tornado. Significant tornado heading towards Hattiesburg, the south side of Hattiesburg. So a significant tornado in a very populated area. This is a bad situation. So again, if you're near Palmer's Crossing, south of there, McCollum, or Hattiesburg, take cover now. This tornado, I believe, is still in progress. I believe it's still on the ground, and you definitely want to take it very seriously. And here we've got another hook developing right here. The storm may be cycling, which means that we may lose the original tornado, but a secondary tornado is definitely possible. One thing I do know is that this is almost rotating on itself and making more of a northern turn. And if this takes more of a northern turn, this is going to come right into downtown Hattiesburg. So Hattiesburg, while the southern end of Hattiesburg is under the tornado warning, if you're in Hattiesburg, take cover. This is making a drastic turn. If we go back to the correlation coefficient, I believe this is the tornado here, and it's starting to get hard to tell. But if this is our tornado, this is coming into the south side of Hattiesburg. And we'll have to wait for the newest velocity scan to see where that ends up. If this ends up over in this direction right here, then we still I still think we've got a tornado on the ground, but it's definitely not near as strong as it was earlier, which is a good thing. And hopefully we're seeing a weakening stage of this, and hopefully we'll lose this very soon. But for a while there, we did have a very significant tornado on the ground, and was very strong, based on velocity signatures, pushing violent. So again, you want to take cover. Let's okay, here's the latest scan. I will admit that this thing is starting to look rather messy. Well, as I say that though, this velocity signature is very, very close to the Hattiesburg area. So definitely want to take cover again if you're in the Hattiesburg area, and points to the northeast. And let's see. Still putting out about 120 mile per hour wind, so it's still a strong circulation by no stretch of the imagination. But it is starting to broaden, so we may actually be losing it. And this was a very narrow window that this was going to happen today, and it looks like we are reaching the end of that window. I'm starting to wonder if we don't have a tornado anymore. Again, too hard to tell. Still want to take cover. Let's see. No more reports that I've seen. Again, there's your circulation coming into Hattiesburg. I'm trying to look and see if we have any damage reports. It doesn't appear that we do. So again, as I said, you want to take cover, and let's go back to reflectivity. And this anymore looks wrapped up, and you're definitely not going to see it. And it looks like this is going to miss just south of Hattiesburg. Now we've got a severe thunderstorm warning ahead of the tornado warning, so they may allow that warning to expire. This is for northern Perry County until 8:45, where 60-mile-an-hour winds and half-dollar size hail and a tornado is possible. So it looks like we are actually no longer dealing with a tornado in progress. And we'll probably lose the tornado warnings here shortly. In fact, there goes one of them. And the other one is, okay, we no longer have a tornado on the ground. So that is a good sign. This particular tornado warning is in effect for the next 15 minutes. And then we will lose that. So because we don't have a tornado currently on the ground, I'm going to end this stream again. And if any tornado warnings get extended, or we have a tornado on the ground again, I will come right back. But until then, thank you for watching, and hopefully we won't have any more significant severe weather, and everybody will have a good night. Until then, talk to you later.